The World Baseball Classic is almost upon us, and we could not be any more excited. It is less than a month away. It starts on March 8th. We're recording most of these videos a few days after the official rosters were announced. So we're excited to get into those rosters. But to start things kind of off, the World Baseball Classic has changed a little bit. There's four additional teams. There's four pools. There's four pools now, five teams in each pool. It's nice to have a little extra games, but I'm really looking forward to this World Baseball Classic this year.
The World Baseball Classic will be starting on March 8th. The four pools are going to be taking place in different locations, two of them in the United States, and one in Japan, and the other in Taiwan. The one we're going to be getting into this video is Pool A, the one in Taiwan. And before that, though, shout out to the World Baseball Classic Twitter page for these images of the pools because they really did their thing, to be honest. They're organized and easy to read. But to get into Pool A, I find this to be an interesting pool. You got Chinese Taipei, the Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, and Panama being the qualifying team. Uh, Not as loaded, I feel like, as the other pools, but this one still definitely got a couple solid teams in the mix, specifically Cuba, in my mind. I think Cuba really talented at baseball overall as a country, and they're going to be bringing it. They got a couple of notable names as well.
Yeah, I would say this is the weakest pool out of all of them, but or not maybe the weakest, maybe pool B is actually, but I do still really like a lot of these teams that are in this. Netherlands have a lot of people from Curacao. So we'll be seeing a bunch of people like Bogarts and Kinley Jansen from there. So Netherlands isn't just people from over there in Europe too, but I'm really looking forward to starting to get into this. And I think the first team we're going to be talking about is Chinese Taipei. Honestly, don't really know, not familiar with too many people on this roster. Not really anybody, maybe, but I think that this team is probably going to be pretty solid because Chinese Taipei is always pretty good every single year.
To be honest, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not too familiar with any of the players on Chinese Taipei, but like you said, they're also a notable team. They've been in the mix, not just in the World Baseball Classic in previous years, but the Little League World Series as well. These guys are definitely familiar with baseball, so I think they're gonna have a decent showing for sure.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have decent showing. They're gonna have really good pitching, I'm sure. A lot of funky stuff. A lot of good contact. Probably not a lot of power, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to be having a high on base percentage too, but Chinese Taipei is going to be a probably maybe one of the teams that come out of this pool. Two teams come out of each pool, a winner and a runner up. So we'll see how well Chinese Taipei pans out. But move on to the next team, who I think is probably going to be taking this pool. I know a lot more people on this team too. Cuba roster is honestly, I wouldn't say loaded, but it's got some pretty good young talent. Yohan Moncada's on here, Luis Robert. Those are two players I'm really high on in MLB right now. I just really like Luis Robert and what he brings to the table. He's a five-tool guy, but this team looks really solid, and I'm looking forward to seeing them play.
Oh yeah, I know Luis Robert had a bit of a rocky 2022 with injuries and all that, but we saw what he did in 2021, and when he's healthy, we know what he can do in multiple facets of the game. But to be honest, his bat is going to be a key piece on this team for sure. And honestly, one standout that I really liked is Yoenis Cespedes participating for Cuba. This guy, he's not in the league now, but one of the more entertaining careers I feel like in recent history. And back seeing him back on the field is definitely going to be something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I kind of missed his name when I first glanced over this. I actually thought it was his younger brother, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's capable of. We all know what he was doing over here. He has a absolute cannon from the outfield. I still hope he has it. To be honest, I'd love to see it. He probably is going to be playing DH. I doubt he'll be in the field because he's horrible in the field. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Cespedes and to seeing what he's going to be showing off for us.
And to be honest, I'm gonna have to say I agree with you. I do think that this is the team that's gonna make it out of Pool A as the winner. I just think that they have the most talent through and through in this pool. But there is another team that I feel like can make it interesting for them.
Yeah, we'll get into that team in just a few minutes, but
Mhm.
the next team we're gonna move on to for this pool is Italy. Italy's got some notable names. They got David Fletcher, and they also have Vinny Pasquantino. I probably said his name wrong, but he is honestly a really good prospect for the Kansas City Royals. I wouldn't say prospect anymore because he was in the majors for a little bit last year, but he plays first base and dude's got a lot of pop. So that's two people who I'm really looking forward to watching on this team.
Yeah, they're definitely notable names for sure. I feel like Italy overall might be on the weaker side of rosters, and no shots at them, but bit of an inside joke. I want to call this out. You got Nicky Lopez on Team Italy. That's just between us and a couple of the guys. Nicky Lopez is an MLB The Show legend.
Yes,
So
he is.
so he's probably going to be making some history since he's participating in this. But yeah, no, Italy. Even though I said that I feel like they're on the weaker side, I think they could put a bit of a fight in this pool. It's just I don't know how much of a run that they can make.
Yeah, and one player who I'm kinda really, really interested in seeing, is Matt Harvey. We all know who Matt
Mm.
Harvey is if you followed baseball the past 10 years. Dude was one of the premier prospects coming up, was part of that, DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Harvey rotation, in the early 2010s, but he kind of fell off a cliff really, really dramatically a couple years ago and was really bad. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to be like this year.
Hey, my man made a comeback to the Baltimore Orioles. This is the true comeback for him, though, right here. Nah, just messing. But I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see Matt Harvey pitching in this. To be honest, Luis Robert probably gonna take him 500 dead center. No, I'm kidding,
With
but
that flat fastball, probably.
yeah, yeah, I don't know about that Italy. I would kind of keep that in mind, but no, it's good to see him back in the mix, though, for sure. Seeing him back on the mound, as long as he doesn't get absolutely shelled, I think it's going to be a good time. But yeah, Italy, definitely, yeah, one of the weaker teams. I hate to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're the weakest. I mean, they
No,
do have some pretty good talent on this team, but compared to some of the other teams in this team that we're going to talk about too next, they are a little bit weaker because the Netherlands they have a pretty good roster. Like I was saying earlier, not everyone is from the Netherlands. They have people from Carousel too, so Xander Bogaerts, Didi Gregorius. That's going to be a pretty good punch up the middle unless one plays third base. I would probably think they'd play up the middle though, but Jonathan Scope's on this team too. He's kind of regressed the past couple of years, but I'm really liking what I see from some of the position players on this team.
the Netherlands is the team that I felt like could make this interesting, even though I have Cuba as my favorites. There's a lot of talent coming out of the Netherlands, Curacao as well, specifically. I feel like Didi, I'm a big fan of Didi, former Yankee and all that. Xander, I think he's probably not probably, he's without a doubt the best name on this team. And it's just kind of, I don't want to say it sucks because it's understandable, but it would have been nice to see Ozzy in here as well. Ozzy, I think, would have been a key piece for these guys. And another name, I don't know if this guy is his brother, but I was expecting to see Jerkson Profar. I'm not seeing him anywhere. So,
I think that is his brother
yeah.
or someone related, probably.
Mhm. So I'm not saying that he would have been a key piece, but he is a solid ball player, I feel like, at the end of the day. But yeah, Netherlands, I feel like pool wise, they're definitely a competitive team. I just don't know if I could say overall, I feel like they are.
Yeah, and another guy, I can't even believe I missed him, but is Andrelton Simmons. I can't even believe I missed him. That's
Yeah,
a
same.
Braves right there. That's actually who's probably going to be the shortstop
Mm,
with that defense. But Yeah, I mean, that's another guy, and then, I mean, look at the pitchers. I mean, Kenley Jansen, that's a good, really good, bullpen piece for them, and then, a guy that I haven't seen his name in a very long time is Jair Jurgens. If that's the same person I think it is, he used to pitch for the Braves, and, he was decent, wasn't the best, but, it would be nice to see him, and Pedro Strop was,
Mm.
he was a staple for that Cubs bullpen in their World Series run, so it'll be nice to see him pitch again too.
Yeah, they definitely got some notable names in their pitching as well. So I'm excited to see what the Netherlands can bring to the table. But for the last team in Pool A, you got Panama. These guys were the qualifying team, that new addition to these pools. And to be honest, when it comes to Panama, I'm not very familiar with anybody on this roster. Uh, there's a guy, Carlos Sanchez. We share a last name, so shout out to him. And yeah, hate to say it, no disrespect. I feel like this is what you would expect from a qualifying team.
Yeah, I'm with Christian, and I'm in the same boat here. Don't really know too many players on this. I think Ruben Tejada and Christian Bethancourt are the only 2 names I know. Not really too high on them either, but, they should probably, I would think, be pretty competitive though. I think all of these teams are gonna be in this pool. This is honestly a really solid pool in general. I'm gonna bring it back up right here real quick. But, I still do think that Panama is gonna be a little bit competitive in this. I don't think they're the worst team in this pool, honestly. I think Italy may have that, but I think all 5 of these teams are still pretty good. Anyone can, come out of this, honestly. It's baseball still. One pitcher could be on it one day, and, the hitters could be off. You just never know, but,
Mhm.
I think now we're gonna kinda get into our predictions for this pool. So Christian, who do you think is gonna be moving on out of this pool?
So honestly, I feel like Cuba is going to take the winning position in this pool, and I think the Netherlands are going to be the runners up.
Yeah, I think I'm with you with that. I think that Cuba is going to be winning this, and then Netherlands are going to be the runners up. I wouldn't be surprised if Chinese Taipei may be in the mix right there, but I don't see Italy and Panama really doing anything else. But I see Cuba definitely winning this pool.
Yeah, honestly, Cuba, honestly, I feel like has a chance to make a run in this World Baseball Classic in general. That's the only team on this list I think could really make it past the quarterfinals. So I'm just excited to see that to see what's to come. Pool A getting started March 8th. Let's get it.
Pool A of the World Baseball Classic looks like it's going to be a pretty solid pool. Not the best one out of all of them, but it's still going to be pretty solid. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to start on March 8th. And we hoped you enjoyed this video. Kind of going over it a little bit, kind of going over the new stuff that's happening. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and also make sure you turn on notifications to know when we post new content. And also down in the comments, if you haven't yet, let us know who you think is going to be winning this pool, or who the runner-up is gonna be.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, and if you want, you can also find us on social media and let us know there. You could find us all on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at ATNW Podcast. If you want, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Christian_S52.
And you can find me at AND2215.
Pool A, I know we had some opinions, but it's the World Baseball Classic regardless. I'm looking forward to it. But until the next one, peace.
Peace.